Welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to have episode 153 of The Coin Vault has opened. I have a bunch of mixed mint cellos. I believe they're all 1973, Philadelphia and Denver. It's possible there are some San Franciscos in there, but I didn't see them. So welcome everybody. So I got like a 38, hold on, here we go. I got a huge lot of 38 mint cello rolls, and so I didn't know what to do tonight. I have a ton of different dates. They've all been kind of divided up like this. So this bag here says 1973. In the future, I can have you guys pick a particular roll if you guys are wanting. I just grabbed the top bag out of here, and so I'm not sure if everyone's going to be like this, but then there's also this like individual bag inside the bag. And so I don't know how this person sorted them. This is the first roll, or this is the first batch. They're not all 50 count rolls, so I don't even know how many are here. It was just whatever dates they had. They just counted them all up and it came out to 38 rolls total. And so I believe we're going to be all Philadelphia and Denver. However, there could be San Francisco in here. And so generally we kind of look through, just kind of see what the quality of the coins are, and then we zoom in and see if we can find any double dies or RPMs. And so I think that's the plan. I think I'll bring this a little closer, see if we can get things lined up. Now, I didn't see too many super awesome coins for this year. There is one really nice double die, which is worth a few hundred, or I'm sorry, one really nice RPM that's worth a few $100s. And so that could be pretty cool to find. Maybe we'll try to go through some of these Denver here first, and I can make two piles. So as we are going through things, it'll be a little bit easier. But I hope you guys are all having a good night. Hello, everybody. And so I don't know what the quality of the coins are going to be, because like I said, it's like an entire flat rate box just filled with mint cellos, and it's really nice that everything has been divided by year. I believe that's the case all the way through, because that'll make doing the shows here a lot easier for us all. Looks like a little bit of environmental damage on this one, and so I really don't know what the origins of any of these are. I don't know if this person was just cutting up mint sets and had no use for mint cellos, if they were a mint cello collector. Almost looks like a little bit of toning up on the top of the memorial there. I think that's telling me I'm live, and that's a good reminder to turn it on mute. So here we've got Philadelphia. And so there are a couple double dies. There were quite a few RPMs. I think I only saw one RPM that was really worth a bit of money. I think the most valuable double die, it's kind of an interesting cut on this one. I think the most valuable double die I saw was like 75 bucks. But the one RPM for the Denver Mint, I think in MS65 it was like 350 bucks. And that was off copper coins. I didn't check PCGS to see. But yeah, this person, they have like a triangle cut to them. I've never seen this particular, I see people cut the corners off of these. Sometimes I see like just like a little, it's like a little square corner cut off. I don't know if people that cut mint sets apart, if they all have their own little special way of doing things. Maybe it's so that they know if it's their coin, or not sure exactly why they do it. But I've definitely noticed different ways that coins are cut. And so yeah, it's looking like, to show you guys the perspective, this is what the Philadelphias here are looking like. I can't think of any rhyme or reason why they would cut them that way. There is some toning on this one, some kind of little rainbow spots. Hey, oops, sorry X, welcome. So we're going through some 73 P and D. There may be San Franciscos in here. I'm not sure if the San Francisco have the same color as the Philadelphia, or if it has a darker blue. But this one does have some toning on it. So if we have toning on one coin here, it is possible we'll find it on another. How's your night going? Oops, sorry, X. Curious, I had a request on Instagram, and I believe it was oops, sorry, 1. So I believe that was you, so I accepted it. I thought anybody could just send messages on Instagram. I didn't realize you had to accept people first. But if that was you, now I should get messages from you. I've had my Instagram account just lock up. Pretty much I have to change my password every day. It's kind of a pain. Yeah, this one here, it's like, it's pretty much, I think the coin is basically just free in there. I'll put that one off to the side. It just kind of came up. This one has some toning on it as well. It's kind of like a pink color up on the left field. So that's kind of nice. We're getting some toned coins in here. Looks like it's toned on the reverse as well. I'd say that these coins for the most part are looking pretty decent. I mean, this is like early 70s. Most 70s that I get, it almost feels like I'm getting the bottom of the barrel, like ones that people have already gone through 100 times. But I feel like I saw one coin with some spots on it. But I feel like we haven't been getting a bunch of just thoroughly spotted coins, or ones that just look like they are circulated in a mint cello. These actually have some nice luster on them still. So hopefully every roll, hopefully this whole roll will be this nice, and then hopefully every roll we get out of this box will be this nice. Here we go, here's a mint fingerprint. But we've probably gone through like 15-20 coins already, so that's not that bad. Yeah, this is about more, like if you see all the like kind of scratches and just like little marks on the coins, this is generally what, when I go through a roll of mint cellos of older stuff, this is kind of more what I'm used to seeing. A lot of these coins have been a lot brighter and happier than this one. Hey Coins Arnito, welcome. Yeah, it's I've been consistent here Wednesdays and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time. I was doing a lot of bonus streams, but I've just been keeping it to Wednesdays and Saturdays. I have this interesting problem where if I post my streams early, if I schedule them, YouTube just randomly makes me go live. So I pretty much don't schedule the stream till about 10 minutes before, just because I was having a lot of problems with not knowing that I was live, and why it might make a fun blooper reel someday. I kind of like knowing when I'm like broadcasting live on the internet and when I'm not. But welcome to the stream. Good to have you. And so tonight it looks like we have, I believe, just 1973, Philadelphia, and Denver. These are from a large collection that I bought, and so there's pretty much, tonight we're going through 1973s, but there's, I think, all the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I think there's a bunch from every year, and so I think I'm just going to pull them out randomly, just pull out a bag. They're not all even, like 50 coin rolls. I'm not even sure how many we have here tonight. So some nights we might be doing more than one. There might be some bags that are just, you know, like 100 or 200, and we might have to split it up over a couple shows. But hopefully we'll find some good things in here. Here's another fingerprint. Good times. And I maybe should have checked. I've been reading the authoritative reference of Lincoln Cents, and Wexler's book is pretty good. So I've been trying to do as much reading in there as I can, but I did check out Copper Coins, all the different RPMs and double dies for this year. And I'm thinking that this roll here is more than 50, because it looks like I have a giant pile here in front of me. I can't remember last episode. I feel like we didn't find any double dies. I think maybe we did 1958 proofs, and I think there was only one double die for that year. And so hopefully we'll have better luck, but there aren't an incredible amount of double dies for this year either. And I don't think I have a ton of experience. I think this one may have a little toning. It might just be the light. Interesting, almost like a wood grain pattern. There's kind of stripes going across. I don't think it's a fingerprint either. Check out the reverse. Usually if there's a fingerprint on one side, there's a fingerprint on both sides. Yeah, Chuck's website, thecoppercoins.com, I find it's the easiest to navigate quickly and just kind of see which ones. I really like his site, just, what things I should have fresh in my mind. A lot of the other ones, references that I see, it's like I have to go kind of back and forth and click back and forth, and I can kind of just see what's available all on a couple screens. It makes it a lot easier. And I feel like a lot of his photos that he has are really good. Sometimes when I'm looking at the older stuff, I know that he's, working on getting everything together. Sometimes the prices strike me a little odd, because for the price of the RPM or the double die, it'll be less than the coin, when there's a graded coin, like say MS65, and it's a better date, one that's like $30 and it says it's only worth 15 as an RPM. I have to imagine that, okay, well, the prices haven't been updated, but it's good when it's, there's one or two coins that are just worth a whole lot more, then those are the ones that you definitely want to be looking for. But I really like watching Chuck's streams. I learn a lot every time I watch. He is a great resource, like absolutely, and he's a really nice guy, so I enjoy watching his shows. Yeah, so this is like how I was talking about earlier. Like I see a lot of mint cellos that they have like a square cut out of them, and so it's just kind of like that. And it always, I don't know if somebody's saying like, hey, this is a good coin, don't sell this one. If they're saying, I've checked this coin out, and then they know I've already looked at this coin and they don't have to bother with it in the future. But this is something I've never seen before, these like triangle ones. And so this is unique to this person here. Haven't seen one like it. You and Chuck are almost the same age. Yeah, you guys have a couple years on me. Someday. I know, I was going through my eBay account the other day, and I was checking all my information, and it said I was born in 1907. And I was like, oops, I need to fix that. It was funny, I was on eBay today, and they asked for my birth date, which they'd never asked me before on eBay. It's usually like username, address to verify your account. Today they asked me my birthday, and I was curious if that was because I fixed my birthday, or if they were trying to make sure I wasn't really some 114-year-old time traveler selling coins on eBay. It's pretty nice looking 1973. I'd say that this roll here is more decent than most of the ones that I look through that I randomly buy off the internet. What did they update on eBay today? Yeah, I feel like I missed the whole Cheerio thing. I remember the coins in the Cheerio box. I can't remember. I feel like it was like a thing where you could get $100 or like a coin, um, and I never really. I was like, wow, a penny, even though I love pennies. And but yeah, I see the Cheerio cents, especially the graded ones, going for quite a bit. I feel like I mean, like, what is it, like a MS-66? I feel like about a year ago you could still get for about 25 to 28 bucks. But I feel like the ones that are still around for sale are going for quite a bit more. Like MS-67 was going for a lot of money. I hear what was it, a Sacagawea I hear that they're worth like a fortune. I don't know if they just didn't give out many of them. Oh, nice, for the 25th anniversary. Yeah, I wish I still had my original account, because I had it pretty much since the beginning. Um, but when I moved to California, I lost my original account, and so I think the one I have is from like 2004. Another pretty nice looking. Guess the front hat, maybe that's just polish, or like, guess there are these little kind of spot things here. But they were supposed to send me a swag box, and I like patiently waited and patiently waited, and it never came. And so I called up. I'm like, am I still gonna get it? And they gave me an email to do, and they ended up giving me like a gift certificate. And so instead of getting like a t-shirt or like a coffee mug or whatever they were giving out, I ended up getting a coin, which was nice of eBay. But I totally would have worn an eBay shirt on my stream occasionally. I could have been some advertising for them. Oh yeah, no, they're having big changes with the managed payments. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to managed payments, but there's no real, I can't fight it. So it's gonna happen. I'm registered now. It sounds like on the 25th, anybody who is in managed payments already will once again be able to sell in the coins category, which is going to be really interesting, because I feel like a ton of new people are going to enter start selling on eBay again. And I don't know if that means that, the amount of coins are going to go up, or if people that just haven't been able to sell their coins will then be buying coins if it's going to become more active. I just wish they had changed the way that they've been treating baseball cards and collectibles. I wish they'd give the same love to the coin category, because I feel like they've exploded collectibles, but they kind of neglected the coins, and I think that coins were huge for them. Yeah, basically, yeah, you have to join managed payments now, which is funny because I have a second eBay account, and they have sent me the emails, but I do not have the option to register yet. And I have friends that have not even received any notification of the managed payments, and they have stores, and it doesn't give them a place to sign up or anything, and they're not even in the coin categories. So it's very interesting. It seems, I'm just like, I mean, I love PayPal. I totally love PayPal. I'm not wanting to go away. Yeah, one thing that I was curious about, so they say you'll still be able to pay with PayPal. But my thought is, if someone buys something from you, they're sending their money from PayPal to your PayPal address, and then eBay managed payments is processing it. does PayPal still take out 3% of the transaction and then managed payments takes the 3%? Or does managed payments just take out their percentage? Because that's one thing I was wondering about, because generally it's the person receiving the money on PayPal that ends up paying. And so I was like, oh, yeah, you can still use PayPal, but if you receive that money through managed payments, you get double whammied. I'm hoping that's not the case, because that would be very, very sad. But I think that I find it silly. I think you should have an option of what you use as a processor, especially since eBay is the one that forced us all to get PayPal accounts a long time ago. It just seems ridiculous to me. eBay, they still have your $1,800. Oops. Welcome, DC Piano. Good to see you. Yeah, I think I've probably purchased about 2,000 items off of eBay this year. And so, yeah, I was gonna do a bunch of grading, get a bunch of coins graded this year, but then PCGS closed, so I just ended up buying a ton of coins instead of getting mine graded. And so I think probably around tax return time, I'm probably, if my taxes go well, I'm gonna do a bunch of bulk grading. And so a bunch of these coins that we've been looking at all this past year while I wasn't getting stuff graded. I think this one's kind of like an orangey color on half the coin, doesn't really show up here, but a little bit of toning again. And a little bit more toning on the reverse. There's a little bit of orange, a little bit of pink, and kind of like a silver blue in the E and D and S. And toning only kind of shows up so-so on here. Nice. You've been busy then, it sounds. Yeah, I'm interested to see how, were you saying 11% that that's the total amount? I'm just trying to think, like, is the coins category, is it 6%? I should know. Is it 6% or 8% of a transaction currently? Because if it was 8% already, then that would make a lot of sense. But then I guess it might depend if you have a store or if you're just selling without a store. I think the rates are possibly different. %. That sounds like it should be right. There's been a couple here that look pretty decent. There's been a couple nice toned ones tonight. But I guess technically they'd probably be considered red-brown. There's been a couple decent ones in here. I'm just kind of going through them. This is the first out of like 38 rolls from this person. But I would say these coins are definitely better than the average roll. And we'll zoom in once we end up kind of looking at them, just seeing what the quality. We'll zoom in, see if we can find anything. I feel like 2 coins looked pretty decent. Like if I was going to be getting them graded, I would maybe include them in a submission. But I would probably be trying to get 66 or higher, even though it probably would just barely break even is my guess. Welcome, Stern. Good to have you here. So we've got some 1973 P and D tonight. It looks like there's some toning on this one as well. This is kind of interesting. The toning on here kind of reminds me of like the old mint set tonings. Yet this is like, 1973. This isn't like old, not yet anyway. And so once I do start doing bulk submissions, I feel like it's gonna really help me be able to, I don't know, I've looked at probably 100,000 cellos in the last year here, but without, you know, really sending them in and having PCGS be like, yes. I mean, I've probably looked at about 4,000 graded Lincolns this year by PCGS, so it's like I feel like I see enough graded ones that I pretty much should know, but it's like until I really like have verification that what I'm thinking is, I just, you know, I feel like I'm gonna make quite a few mistakes when I start doing bulk grading, but that's okay. I have the ability to sell 64s and 65s. It's not a problem. Some of them I might just be trying to sell just to kind of break even for. But that's also one of the reasons that while I haven't been getting stuff graded, I've been going through all these coins, just looking, trying to train my eye, so that when I do, I will be at the top of my game, hopefully. Yeah, there's one really nice RPM that looks like it's worth a few $100 at least, probably in any condition out of a mint cello. So I am hoping for that. I haven't really been paying attention to the mint marks on these. I've been more kind of looking at the quality. I'm guessing probably if they're that for that particular RPM, I think I probably would have seen it. Kind of interesting striping on this one. Maybe it's just the mint cello. But a couple of these have kind of reminded me of a woody. Maybe it's just super big fingerprints. One cent, 1960. What grade is it? Thank you, Coins Arnito. Yeah, I definitely plan on doing that. I mean, it's so easy to just kind of like have a break coin in front of you and just not turn it around. It's like I know I'm just kind of looking at the front and backs of these. So for sure I could be missing something. It's like you just, you know, turn it a little bit. I guess I feel like I'd be doing it all day just because of all the marks on the cello. I'm already kind of like doing cello X-ray vision here. But definitely one light source for all the grading. I would definitely pull out 3-4 examples of different graded ones for this year. I've also been trying to build up my collection, so that I have nice grading sets of almost every year. And that's one of the reasons that I buy 64s and 65s as well as 66s up, is so that I have other coins to compare them to. But it's not a perfect science. I would not consider myself here's a nice fingerprint. I would not consider myself a great grader yet. I feel like I would feel more comfortable in the 67, 68s, like 69s, than I do. I feel like I can spot a 66 most of the time, but this is really untested, unproven. But it's when it gets down to 64, 65, I feel like there should be like 10 grades in between a 64 and a 65. Really nice fingerprint, beautiful. Yeah, is that the 1983 you already sold, or is this one you just got? Oops. I mean, basically it's, you know, if I have all the grades in the store, some people just want an example, and they just want a nice looking example, and a 64 is good enough for them. Some people I've noticed, they are trying to put together just 64 sets. Sometimes I feel like people have a 64, 65, 66, like they get one grade. I feel like some people, they want the 64s because they started with 64 all the way back at like 1909. And so they just want them all the same grade all the way across. I feel like you get below 64, and it's really interesting to me. Like most of my coins below MS64, they sell. Basically, and I feel like the Everyman set, like I think I have one or two AU coins. It's like AU coins always sell because people want them for the Everyman set. It's just crazy to me, but they're willing to buy a circulated coin or almost circulated coin for more sometimes than they're willing to pay for the mint state one. I find it super fascinating. But yeah, it's all registry sets. There's an email on your channel info. Yeah, I was checking out a bunch of the 1983s. Like I was reading the authoritative reference on Lincoln Cents last night, and I think I just finished going through looking at all the double dies, and then I was getting into the RPMs last night. But there was like I think 83 and 84. There was a lot of really cool stuff I didn't know about. So much to learn still. And then I was looking. I have Breen's. I think it's Breen's book. What is it? I haven't. I bought it last November. I still haven't gone to read it. Like the complete U.S. and like complete colonial and U.S. coin encyclopedia. I need to check that out. I've got a lot of reading to do still. Definitely, I bought the coins, then bought the book. But I've enjoyed the ride so far. So. And when I was buying coins, I didn't even know about half these books. I feel like I have, what's that gentleman's name? He passed this last year. The Big Show. Oh gosh, you guys all know who I'm talking about. We lost a good one this year. And I don't know why I can't remember his name. I'm thinking of too many different things. But I'd love to, if you want to send me the photos of the 1983, I'd love to see them just because I haven't really seen any close-up examples, just the black and white ones in the book. I mean, just like reading about a bunch of like the doubled ears and stuff like that, it's like I'm totally guilty of just going around the edge of the coin on the front and back. But it seems like there are a lot of double dies that people have just plain missed because they're so accustomed to going around the edges. This one looks a little red-brown, a couple little pink-purple tone spots on it. Ken Peavy, yes. Yeah, he was fun. Like he always threw some like super funny jokes into his shows. I think that is a big gouge in front of him. I was gonna say this one has some nice fields on it. And it's got some spots on the reverse. So there is one. It's going to be interesting. There is one bag here. Like there was a bag, like for every year, they've divided things into different years. And then there was this bag inside a bag. And so I don't know what's inside that bag in comparison to these coins here. If those are ones that they picked out. Bean Philadelphia's, I believe they are. I'm guessing they're not RPMs in that one. Thank you. Yeah, this was one bulk lot on eBay. I paid $200 for 38 rolls. A couple of the rolls are not in mint cellos. They are like plastic tubes. I think there's either 2 or 4 tubes in there, but I guess they were cut from mint cellos and put in. This one's got a big spot. And generally I spend between like 10 and like 25, 28 bucks for a roll of mint cellos, depending on what the year is and if I've got one or not. And so I think this equaled to about, I want to say equal to about 4.5 bucks or something like that. I'd have to do the math again. I bought this about 2 months ago. But I was just like, yeah, it's probably everything that somebody didn't want. But at the price, I will give it a shot. Looks like a little nick above the N, or below the N, maybe 2. Nice looking obverse though. Let's see what the reverse gives us. Like a little nick about the same place. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I'd say it's at least a 65. I mean, perhaps that's on the mint cello, but I don't think so. No, it's on the N. And was that one? Oh yeah, no, those are those are on the coin. Never mind. I think that's one too many, but still a nice looking coin. Yeah, it's interesting though. Usually when I buy out categories, like at one point I bought out as many mint cello rolls as I could buy off of eBay. And I'm used to buying out a category and then having it just flood the market. Like people are like, oh, someone's buying that. Everybody list this. And that's the weird thing. I feel like I bought up as many rolls as I could. And it feels like they aren't, like every day I check rolls of mint cello, 50 mint cello, and I don't see any new ones pop up, like maybe 1 or 2 rolls like that I haven't seen before pop up on eBay. I'm just surprised that there's not more. Couple little carbon spots. Maybe a strike on his forehead there, little chunker out of his head. But hopefully every roll in this box is at least this decent. I've seen some stuff. Some nice toning on this one. So I feel like we've gotten like 5 or 6 coins that have, this is kind of an orange purple in person, at least like the top third of it. And it looks like the bottom of this one as well. Maybe a little carbon spot right in the middle of the memorial. Thank you, nice to meet you too, Coinzernito. So hopefully we'll just get lots more. But once I do start doing bulk grading, I know that there's just like a gazillion mint sets, but hopefully I'll be able to start kind of going through hundreds of mint sets every week. I'd like to be doing a lot more. My goal, I think, by the end of the year is to be submitting about 200 coins a month to PCGS. I'd like to get up to 1,000, but I think that's being a little bit ambitious. And considering I think I only sold maybe about 3,000 PCGS coins this year, I think that might be too ambitious, but I'm going to try to, my simple goal is just to triple what I'm doing right now. So this is a different bag within the bag. So I'm going to look at the, oh, okay, here's the San Francisco's. They've very nicely separated them. That S looks a little fat, but I'm not super familiar with 1973 S. That was nice of them to separate them for us. Yeah, that's kind of what got me into buying mint cellos, is I was having conversations or email exchanges and asking Chuck questions. Basically, that's my goal, is to be able to start pulling really nice specimens. And I was just kind of at this place where I was selling on eBay and I could find X amount of MS67, MS68 coins that were, you know, at a price range that I could resell them and make money off of, but I kind of could only buy what people were selling. And so I wanted to be able to basically be able to find the coins myself and be able to then, whatever I need, spend time. I like the, I'm not sure if there's a bunch of big marks on this, but I like the luster on this one. I think there's a nick right behind his head there. But really nice luster. So that's my goal, but then I was kind of like, okay, we have multiple places to find really nice coins. Little crud next to the T there, that's too bad. But it's like, basically we have different options. You know, you can look in pocket change, you can look in, you know, bank wrap rolls, you can look in bank bags, and you can look in mint cellos and proof sets. And those are kind of the options, or you can buy from another dealer, someone that's already taken the time to find the gem ones, and you can take chances with those. And so I kind of tried a little bit of everything. And I found that, you know, while if you buy a roll of these or another coin, you're going to get some duds, you're going to get some dud rolls, you're going to get some duds and the good rolls. But I found that the condition of them were better than the average roll. After looking through a few bank bags, unopened bank bags, I came to the conclusion that they just, over time, they get moved around too much and they just end up with all this tiny little scratch marks all over the coins. And that even though they might have been some really nice ones in there, just, you know, even just being in a post office truck, just vibrating, they're all scratching against each other. And just sad. This one looks like it has really nice fields, but then we got a little bit of crud. Guessing some more crud on the reverse. It's like some of these look like they were really nice. Well, we will look at that first one first. We'll zoom in and hopefully it looked a little interesting. But then at the same time, I was kind of thinking, well, I haven't looked at a 1973 S in a little while up close, so maybe everyone's gonna look. That's one of the reasons I like looking through like rolls and looking through all the same date and stuff, is that every year is just a little bit different. And what kind of looks unusual at first, after looking at another year, it's like, then you look at another one, and it's like, okay, no, there was nothing unusual about it. Like, some things, sometimes it's like, some of these just, it's like the coin surface looks nice, but the luster just looks like I don't know if chatter is a word for coins, but just like lots of little fine scratches, not like little scratches or polishing, just like, I feel like the luster on this one could be a little bit brighter, but at the same time it looks kind of markless. See if the reverse is the same. Be a little mark under the steps, practically towards the sea. I'm not sure if that's the mint cello. I think that's the mint cello down at the end. That one looks pretty decent. I feel like the luster could be a little bit brighter. I think there was definitely more than 50 coins in this roll, because generally I feel like by the time we're done looking at just the quality, it's only been like 23 minutes and it's like 46 past. But this roll makes me a little bit hopeful. I feel like I only pulled out like 3-4 bags out of the box, and then I put them all back in. I didn't actually even check this in. I already left the person positive feedback. Kind of silly, but it definitely felt like there was 38 rolls in there. And when I started to pull them out and see how organized it was, I didn't want to like mess with anything more. I just wanted mainly to make sure. It had been sitting around here for about a month, and I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just a brick in a box. Kind of interested in between the 9 and the S there. So I think we got about 3 coins left, and then I say we go through these 1973 S's first, and then maybe we'll look through the Philadelphias and save the Denver for the last, because it looks like, I believe this this bag here had more Philadelphias or more Denvers in it than anything else. A little bit of toning on this one. I'm curious if most of these came from the same set, because I feel like we saw toning on the Philadelphia, the Denver, and the San Francisco. Coffee break for a second. Yes, no, I don't have perfect memory either, for sure. It's like I try to read a book like Chuck's or Wexler's, and it's just like, you know, I'll read the whole thing just to like kind of like put those seeds in, and then it's like, there's a reason why it's a reference book. And it's like I enjoy reading the stories and like learning and seeing, because I feel like a lot of it is learning about, you know, what to look for. And I feel like the different shapes and different airs, they kind of stick in the head. Excuse me. But definitely not. I try to kind of do a refresher every time. And speaking of, I should probably just at least scroll down through here. I left, for once, I actually left copper coins open before the stream here. And I keep meaning to, so it's like pretty much have like 9 RPMs for the Denver. I guess I didn't, oh, there was only one thing for San Francisco actually, I think. And actually no, I think that was a proof. I'm trying to remember. I like looked up San Francisco first, and I think there was just one listing, period. But let's turn on some lights, and then we can kind of check these out a little closer. Hopefully get it set up here correctly. I don't know if I want to be this close. It'll take me forever to go through all these this close. But I just want to kind of like get a feel for what everything looks like. It looks so wide to me looking at the first one here. Like I know that there is a, I believe it's for the Denver though, but the 9 and the 7 here, I know I really haven't looked at this date yet. They just look huge. I thought they were skinnier. But that's why I like having a bunch of them to, whoa, maybe that's just the light. Okay, I think I want to look at this one. So just like, and I've also been looking at proofs almost exclusively for a while now. And so I feel like I'm going to need a little bit of adjustment. So that actually looks like it's just really, really, really skinny. It's just interesting how much it's inside. I guess maybe that's scooped off the inside of it as well. So I'm assuming that this is machine damage. Machine, okay, that's what you're thinking too. It was kind of reminding me of one of the double dies that I saw in there, but I thought it was for a Denver one, so I was confused why. Looks like much more straightforward on the reverse here. And I probably should have checked out, I mean, I guess, I feel like Chuck would have had like extra columns. I feel like I never really get close enough. I feel like when I get too close on Lincoln and the initials, I start to go cross-eyed. And so I didn't, I think that there was one coin in this little stack here that I thought looked a little bit interesting. And then I will see if we can get back to that first coin, because I think it's at the bottom of the first stack. A little bit of tone in. Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we've been back in the 70s. I feel like we spent so much time in the 60s. But I feel like I had a really good time looking through 60s proofs. And it seems like most of the 1960 proof rolls, so this almost looks like the same machine damage. It's like definitely why I like having a bunch of coins to look at, because it's, you look at something and it's like, oh, that looks good, and then you see another one of it and another one, and it's like, okay, I'm not getting that lucky. So I think the next coin after this one will be the first one that I think we all kind of looked at the mint mark and said that looks interesting. I'm just curious about the 3 here. No known double dies for 73. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. Interesting looking center of the 3 though. It almost looks like it has like 3 points. And if you look inside the bottom, bottom loop there, it almost looks like there's a little chunk of something sticking out there. Sometimes if we don't look, we'll never find, but I try not to spend too much time looking in places that nobody else has found anything, just because I figure somebody would have found something by now, because I'm not the first person to probably even look through these rolls of coins. I feel like E pluribus unum is another place I am like super guilty of neglecting. Like super guilty. You thought that one? I thought it looked interesting for a second, but then I felt like it was just filled. Let's see if I can get a sharper. Guess let's look at it from the side, see if that helps. I thought that it was just a completely filled kind of clogged die. I can put it aside, that's not a problem. Alright, so this is the one that I think that this is the first one here. I'll just stay zoomed in. Let's check it out on the side. I feel like we got a better. So I think this is the one that looked interesting. I don't know, it's weird because it does, to me it looks like there is something like kind of in the middle section there, and then it also looks like there is a little bit, I don't know if that's machine doubling or if that is, it's been forever since I've seen an RPM too. It's kind of hilarious because we've been looking at proofs so much. I feel like the last RPM I got to look at was an overmint mark of a D over S that someone sent to me by accident. You think it's filled? Yeah, just it almost looks like it. And you know what? I don't think we looked at the reverse of that. I don't think we looked at the rest of it. So let's go back to that one. It just looks so chunky. And I guess there is like kind of that, I don't know if it's machine doubling off the top of it. I will have to check out 00. I'll put this one aside too then. I mean, this has been the best way for me to learn, is just to look at lots and lots and lots of coins. Almost looks, I don't know if there's any known things with initials. I'll just check it out because it's going to kill me otherwise. Looks like just maybe a scratch going through. It looks like the top of the G gets nailed too. You just peeked at. Here, I'll just, oh yeah, I don't have. Here, I'll just add San Francisco to this. Was there a mint mark? Okay, yeah, Copper Coins doesn't have any RPMs for San Francisco, so that is, I'm definitely going to need to go somewhere else for that. This one looks kind of similar to the other two. I wonder if Chuck hasn't done 1973S for the show yet. He should maybe do that. Yeah, the tips of the threes are very interesting this year. Or not the tips, but the center. And I feel like this one looks similar to the other ones, except for it doesn't have like the kind of doubling on the top. Down it goes. So what do we have here? Machine doubling. That G looks very similar to the last G that I had to zoom in on. So I'm just going to check this one out just because I haven't seen this yet tonight. So it looks like everything's getting kind of pushed out. Maybe it was just the angle I had it on, because I'm not even seeing what looked like machine doubling now. Sometimes just the way the light hits my coins. Oops. Skipped a little bit there. Alright. Yeah, for some reason that one looked like it had machine damage on it. I think just the light. I have to make sure that I don't have it like that again. Otherwise we'll be playing zoom in, zoom out. That one looks like the most normal S we've seen tonight. There's a little scratch on his eye. It's amazing too when you zoom in closer on these coins just how kind of scratched up they look. How the nice smooth copper color just kind of starts to disappear. How the rims look like just a tragedy. I'm actually trying to remember what the really nice double die actually looks like. I feel like I saw one coin in the photos where I think the E has like a big kind of dot on one of the double dies, but I think that the top of the coin was really, 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 really strong. But I think that was a 1973D. Like the tip of the W had like a nice little mark on it. And so I guess like 1973, probably we have or for the San Francisco, we probably have the least chance of finding something. But at the same time, if we do find something, it would probably be the most rewarding. It's like I found tons of RPMs and tons of things that I have not been able to match to anything else, but I'm sure that I'm not the first person to find them. It's like finding a double die or finding a RPM sometimes is not as hard as actually finding out what RPM it is, trying to figure out what it is, find out who else has found something. There's a little die crack on the reverse of the center of Unum. Is that 2 coins back? I think I saw the beginning. It's like one of these days I need to just go back. It's gonna hurt so bad to go back to episode 1, because I feel like episode 1 I was like literally still, like I would say I'm still a noob, but episode 1 I feel like I need to go back and look through all those rolls again with the knowledge that I've learned, and just watch and just look and just see how much I missed the first couple episodes. First couple dozen episodes. Yeah, I've definitely seen some interesting looking doubling. But it's like, I feel like I see doubling and then I don't see any notches, or I don't see any extra width, and then it's like I kind of look at it and it's like basically it's like if I can't see any extra width, if I can't see notches, or if it's not just like kind of like separated 1 cent mafia. One and only married aunt, 1 cent mafia. Yes, welcome to the one site. Is that you, accredited coins? The proof mafia. We're working on it slowly. It's depressing, be careful. Yeah, I've been buying as many early proof coins as I've been able to buy lately. I don't know, pretty much anything from like 1936 to 19, and most people would probably say those aren't early, but 1936 to about 1964, I've just been buying a ton, as many high grade ones as I can. But it's like, it's crazy, like 1936, they only made like 3,000 something proof sets. And it's like 1937, they only made like 5,000 sets. And yeah, if someone wants to have a Lincoln cent proof, Accredited Coins has been buying up a bunch of like the proof teens lately. He's been showing me some of his scores. I'm totally jealous, but the prices on the teens are, you know, they have it's probably like a third of the mintages of the 36. It's just incredible to me. But it's amazing though, it's like if a few of us did just go ahead like and buy up all of the early proofs, it's if anybody wanted to finish their set, I know it's kind of ultimate evil of coin collecting, but it's like you see all these people around the world buying up all this stuff, and then charging prices for it. But I guess it's like, I don't know, seems like a fun idea to entertain sometime. But yeah, I wanted to start a coin mafia with accredited coins, but then I was like, what if there already is a coin mafia? And the coin mafia is like, you're pretending to be, you're pretending to be us. Yeah, we don't like that very much. Stern, were you saying it's depressing to be careful, like the beginning episodes of the show, like how bad I was? Yeah. Oh, today there was a 1878 proof Indian head cent for $275. This one kind of looks like the first two we found. And I didn't have quite enough. It was like, buy it now. I would have bid on it if it was an auction, but it sold in like an hour and a half today. I just had to like go and spend all my money earlier. That's the one problem of being a coin addict, is like going to, you see a coin you want to buy, but you've spent every dollar in your bank account, so you can't. Hey, thanks for coming, Coins Ornito. Enjoyed talking with you. I wish you a great night, and do come again in the future. Pretty much every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. here, Pacific time. Trying to stream every single time, just staying on that. Someday in the future, I will be back to doing bonus streams all through the week, but for now, just trying to stay consistent with the 2 days. Catching up with work. Thank you, Coins Ornito. Yeah, and the video here will be posted if you ever want to check out what we find in the Philadelphia and Denver. I think we got like three more or two more San Franciscos after this. Hopefully we will find something cool. I feel like I would have seen the really cool RPM, just because I feel like it was in my mind, but I really wasn't paying full attention. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Always appreciated. I usually get at least one thumbs down a stream, so the thumbs up definitely help. And before you go, if you haven't already, do you stream? Do you do videos as well? I like to check out other people's, and if you do, I'll come check out some of your videos. There's only so much time in the week, but I enjoy watching and learning from other people, because I feel like the moment I started watching what other people were doing and saw how other people were doing things, I feel like that is definitely when I started learning a lot more. I feel like I have a bad habit of tunnel vision and just do something over and over and over again, and I don't stop to kind of like look and learn to do it better. And it's one thing that's great, because I can do something a million times and not get bored. But when I'm missing a chance to grow and learn, I could be doing things better. Alright, so that was all of the San Francisco here. So I'm going to put these back in this little bag just to keep them separate. Because yeah, it does look like they have the exact same color as Philadelphia. They got that nice little blue. And here I'm going to leave the ones that look like possible RPMs over to the side. And pull out the Philadelphia's here. So yeah, that one we'll go through first. This one is just wanting to pop out here. Of all the mint cellos in the bag here, this one I believe is the only one that was kind of damaged. Is that just the light messing with me? Where was I? Actually, I want to zoom in on this one a little more. Maybe it's just the way the light is hitting it. It's amazing how when the light shines on one of these, it just makes it look like there's a line going right down it. I feel like the S was what I was interested in. It almost looked like, maybe it's just the mint cello, the way it's, like this mint cello is basically open. So that's why I wanted to go through it first, because otherwise I'll forget and it'll fall. And I guess that's another reason that I like going through the mint cellos, is I'm able to look at the coins and I'm able to show you guys the coins, but I don't end up touching the coins. At least that is the plan. Maybe I should check out, I should go back to copper coins and just check out the 1973 here again and kind of get refreshed. Looks like some maybe worn die, the way it's like pushing all the letters up and out. Yeah, this one just, it looks different than the San Francisco, like the A and the M and the E, they just look huge to me. Right, give me 1 second, I'm just going to check out copper coins for the Philadelphia. So there is, a reverse double die for Philadelphia. Looks like the R is about the easiest place to see a split. Oh, is that one on that one? The really nice double die is on Philadelphia. Oh, interesting. That little thing that I was seeing on the San Francisco, it's got one of those on it. So I guess this, I think that this is the one that's worth a lot of money. Oh no, this is just 75 bucks. Oh, nice. Oh, you made a video for the 1983? Oh, interesting. That's a crazy looking ear. Okay, I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look at that after here. Otherwise, I'll be staring at that. Alright, let's see if we can find any of the really cool double dies here. Because it's been too long. The machine damage on this one looks kind of similar to... Yeah, this almost like the surface on this one almost kind of reminds me a little bit of a proof coin. I gotta start from this side, otherwise I'm gonna make myself dizzy. Yeah, it's weird, like when I see other photos of people taking ears, they always look all nice and sharp. And then I go to look at an ear, and this is what it looks like. It looks like a watercolor all mashed together. Like I don't see the depth in the ear that I see in other people's photos. I don't know if I'm just looking at a mushy example for the ear. I believe that E looks like it took a strike. But I think that's one of the reasons that I generally don't check the ear, is that I feel like I can't get a very good view of it. Was the picture, was that one that you found, Oops, Sorry X? Or was that one that you have just purchased? I feel like I'm ready to see a really nice notched coin here. It's been too long. Yeah, it seems like a lot of these all have the exact same kind of damage to them. Did you say, oops, sorry X, that eBay still has your money from selling your coins? I think that's what you were saying when you first popped on. That's like a crazy, crazy, crazy long time. I can't imagine why they still... I mean, wasn't that like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, the picture that you took. Wait a second. Is it just me, or is there like... Looking at his eye. Maybe I've looked at too many coins today. I was like looking at his eye, I was like, wait, isn't that supposed to be hollow? I feel like we're missing a piece of the eye there. I don't know. Maybe I've been looking at a microscope too long here. And the customer's happy. The customer left positive feedback. And they were already selling the coins. That is pretty crazy. How long did they say that they were going to hold it to, like the worst case scenario? Was it that they were going to hold it 2 weeks? I mean, it's like I know that at some point selling on eBay, I had to go through the same thing. I mean, we're all going to be kind of going through a little bit of it with managed payments, because nobody's going to end up getting paid on the weekend. And then it's, even when they make payments on the Monday, your bank account probably isn't even going to clear it for a few days. It's like we're basically going back to like 1990s payment processing. It's kind of cool toning. 21 days. So you got 3 more days. Well, in 3 days, have you figured out what you're gonna purchase? I did see some nice other double dies up. Or are you going for the big one still? You're gonna get a 1955. That would be really awesome. It's like looking through Wexler's book, like I didn't even realize that there was a 1958 double die that like looks just as cool basically as the 1955. I don't even think I've ever seen one, like at least up for sale. I've seen them in a book now. Three more days, you can do it. Who knows, maybe even better 1955 is going to come along and you're going to be super glad that you did not buy the other one. I don't know, like I feel like I keep like passing on something and then something better keeps coming along, even though I feel like I keep taking things. I know, like I sold my 1922 week D today. It was just a details grade, and then I ended up winning a 1922 D week D. I think it was like very fine 30, and so it's like I sold one, the detail grade one, and then I bought another one with grade for like $10 more. So I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, the double dies and stuff, they seem to be selling really well on eBay. But there seems like there's a lot of them. Like I think I sold the MS67 double die that I just got, the 1995. But I knew that there was a lot of them, but I was reading, it was like there's almost 1 million examples of the 1995 double die. I know that's still like 1 million, still like kind of like a key date coin. But that's a lot of 1995 double dies. A lot, a lot, a lot. So I think I still have a couple more 1995s, but I'll have to try to get, I think MS67, I think that was the highest one that I've gotten. I do see MS68s go up for auction occasionally though. I should maybe try to win one of those if the price is right. we'll hit some more of the toning on here. Oh yeah, there's some toning. I wonder if all the rolls in this box are going to have some toning, or if it's just these 1973 sets that they cut up. To me it looks like they cut up a bunch of sets. I think that's what I've come. Except for it's interesting because I think there's like twice as many Denver coins as there are ones from San Francisco and Philadelphia. I guess I'm actually thinking that maybe they're all separate mint sets anyway. I feel like I don't know, like I feel like some of the years you buy like Philadelphia or Denver, and some of them you get them both together. Some years there's only Philadelphia. I don't know all the years because I haven't been buying tons of mint sets. I pretty much just buy the Cellos and they've already been cut and hacked apart. I feel like this one reminds me of one of the first Philadelphia ones we looked at here. It's like everything's just flattened and pressed out towards the edge. Welcome, Carlos Tolino. Welcome, Tolino. This one here is a Dino Light. It's probably like over 10 years old here, maybe 10, 11 years old. I think you can actually, like I paid probably $120 for this one years ago, like 10, 11, 12 years ago. And I think when I looked, they're still about the same price, but the USB microscope market has come a long way. I feel like I see ones for like 20, 30, 40 bucks that are probably better quality these days, larger megapixels. Why I haven't upgraded my camera yet, I have no idea. But it still seems to work pretty good. I guess that is why I haven't. But it's a Dino Light USB microscope cam. And I'm not even sure, I think the side of the paint is so worn off it does not even say what model it is anymore. But I'm not even sure if you could find this particular model anymore because I think it's that old. But it's been great, and the software I believe is plug and play, because when I put it, my new computer didn't have a CD-ROM which it came with, and it just was able to download it on Windows 10, and it works, and so I was pretty happy about that. But basically the software for it, you can take pictures, you can make short videos, and in OBS here, you can, the Open Broadcasting System here, you can attach it as a video source, so you can show people things on your microscope. I assume that probably most microscope cameras can do the same thing, but this one I've just used for a long time. But welcome to the stream. And I have an OT light, which is supposed to be a true light. It's supposed to be like kind of a full spectrum to show things. A lot of the time I'm making auctions and stuff for eBay, and so because coins under different lights can look so differently, I try to use a light source that will actually kind of best interpret what the coin would look like if someone else was looking at it, because you can use different lights to make them redder or whatever you want. There's something you can do it, but I'm always trying to make the coins look how somebody would hopefully see it in person. And so there's a couple double dies that we're just trying to keep an eye out here. We kind of already looked at the quality of the coins. They were pretty decent, I'd say, probably, other than the couple coins with fingerprints and a couple ones with a big spot on them. It seemed like the coins were mostly 63s and 65s, maybe a 66 or two, but I don't think there was much more than that, just kind of an average. We did find some nice toning on quite a few of the coins. That was kind of nice. And these came from a 38 coin, 38 rolls of mint Cellos that we got off eBay. So there should be a good chance that we will find kind of similar quality hopefully in the next rolls. Who knows, they could all be awful, they could all be awesome. We're just gonna have to keep looking. Yeah, I gotta start from this way. When I do it one way all the time, it just makes me dizzy. And so for me, I really enjoy this microscope. It takes pretty decent photos for eBay. You know, before I got a microscope cam, I was always trying to take photos of coins. And I feel like coins are just really challenging to take photos of. And so for me, it definitely upped my ability. I feel like most phones these days, they have like lots of tools where you can zoom in really, really close. And I feel like you can actually take decent photos, but back like 10, 11 years ago, I feel like phones weren't quite where they are now. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what this is, except for this isn't a proof. This is just a mint Cello coin collection someone had. Are you saying that the 1992 is a wide AM, but it's a double die as well? That sounds like a fun collection. If it's a proof, I can't remember. I know that the wide AMs and close AMs are there in the 90s to 2000. I feel like I was just learning it and just remembered it the other day. But if it's proofs, it's probably the opposite of what I was learning. Because what would be rare for the proofs is the opposite for what would be rare for the business strikes. It would totally depend, depending on how many proof sets you had to break them up. I mean, if you're breaking up the coins, was it 1981, 77, 76? I mean, like for me, when I'm buying mint Cellos, whether it's proof or business strike, I'm usually trying to buy in, like 50 or more, basically a roll of them. And just because by the time you're paying for shipping and handling and stuff, it starts to get expensive. And so I try to buy a bunch in bulk. It just depends. I don't know. I can't think of them being more than a few dollars a piece. Maybe if the White AM was pricey or the DDO was pricey, then those would definitely be worth more. Hello, Mark Rodas, welcome. Yeah, I'd probably leave the sets alone unless there's a coin that you think is just like phenomenal, that's that is worth getting graded. I think I would keep the sets together than break them up. But there are a lot of people who break up sets. So don't get me wrong, but I would definitely know, I would want to know what, if I was to break them up, I'd want to know exactly what I had before I broke it up and know that it was worth breaking up, because it'll be a lot easier. It's a lot easier to sell a complete set, I would say. I feel like there's more people on the market for the complete set. There might be somebody that's just looking for one of the coins in the set, but probably it would take time to find somebody who wants one of each. We found some toned ones. Most of these coins looked pretty decent. We found some toned ones in it. We did find some ones that looked like there might be RPMs from the San Francisco, but we haven't found anything that looked super fancy yet. We haven't found any double dies. There's only a couple of them. We're checking out the Philadelphias now. And if I'm able to get into the Denvers, I didn't even realize, I think that there was way more than 50 coins. There might have been 100 in here, because we're almost pushing 2 hours here, and I do have to get sleep tonight. So I don't want to, but I'm almost thinking we're going to have to wait till Saturday to do the Denvers, and I'm not happy about that. But I can't stay up all night. I actually got woken up about every single way you can think of between like 5 and 6:30 this morning. And then just when I thought I was going to go back to sleep, the post office from New York City on the other side of the country called at just about 6 o'clock. But that was good because there was missing packages and they were doing the investigation for me, and so at 6 o'clock I'm like, hello? And they're like, we need to ask you questions about the missing packages. And so it was nice of them to be doing their job bright and early. But whoa. 1976 penny that has a Kansas State stamped. That probably, I'm guessing that somebody stamped it. I definitee see a lot of novelties, whether it's like a president or like a 4-leaf clover or horseshoe. I feel like at like a store like Hallmark that sells greeting cards, people used to stamp just about anything into different coins. I've definitely come across a lot of different ones, pretty much every state, like Kansas State there. It's kind of like a novelty, kind of like the flattened souvenir coins. There are people that collect souvenir coins, but I don't know. I'd say there's possibly somebody on eBay who is trying to put together a 50-state souvenir coin set, and depending on which one, there's probably some that less were made, or ones that less people bought. So if you can check them out, and you can probably find a price point easily. I use eBay for most of the stuff. Like if you have a Proof 1981 set, go to US Coins, Proof Sets, filter down to 1981, Look to see what the cheapest one selling is. Look to see what the cheapest one that sold recently. Go to the sold criteria, and it helps you get a price point. And you know, sometimes look at 2 or 3 of them, because sometimes there was just a failed auction. You know, like somebody listed something on Christmas Day and nobody bid on it because they were all off doing something else. So I find that using eBay is great. By the time it's like graded coins and more expensive coins, you know, entering the cert number in on like a PCGS search or something, that definitely helps get a more specific price. But the same thing, just because a PCGS says a certain coin is worth money doesn't necessarily mean that it actually sells for that. There we go. So I was getting all fuzzy on you guys. The 1992, so I'd look for 1992 mint set. Because I think there's a proof set section, and then there's mint sets as well. Oh, the rim on this one looks kind of rough. And some of the years are worth more. I don't know them all off the top of my head. I've basically just been a penny guy my whole life, and then about 4 months ago, I decided, hey, I'm getting older. There's a whole world of coins out there. Let's try some of them. And so I've started to expand all my horizons. But for the most part, pennies are where I am. Most of them are the bicentennial. Nice. Well, there's some good bicentennial coins. Yeah, I feel like I haven't checked out the 2009 bicentennials. Like they made 20 Lincoln cents for 2009. They made, or is that right? 884. Yeah, they made 4 proof. They made 8 business strike. They made 4 Philadelphia and 4 Denver business strikes, and then they made 8 satin finish coins. And so the 2009, just the pennies, is a 20 coin total. And then Lincoln found himself on the dollar that year as well. And then what, we had state quarters for that year, or are we into national parks for 2009? I think it might be national park or like the territories or something. A lot of coins. It's like I hated the 2009 satin finishes at first. I was just like, this is too many coins. But now I love them. I think they're absolutely beautiful coins. But some of those 2009s have gotten pricey. And this 1977 or 71 DD Lincoln double die Lincoln set, no mint mark. I don't know about, like, that would be a really nice coin. I mean, so there's not a lot of modern Lincoln cents that go for 10 grand. I'm trying to think of one. I mean, I think you can get the 1972 double die, which I think is probably the nicest. Like, I feel like a 64 or 65 is still under a grand, I believe. Maybe the 1969S would go over a grand. I've just never had the chance to buy one. I mean, you can buy the 1955 double die for like 1,500. Maybe an MS69 one. Yeah, it would have to be a really, 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 really perfect coin. With a proof coin from the mint, most of the time the modern ones are going to be like a 69 or a 70. But for a business strike coin, like say, one that's still in the mint cello like this, it's like the average one is probably going to be like MS63, MS64. And there's going to be 65s and there are 66s. But for the most part, they're not going to be super high grade coins. Like if you have like a brand new roll of business strikes, they're probably going to be between like 63 and 64, 62, a couple 62s in there that have had something bad happen to them, 63s, 64s, if they're like a brand new one. But I would say for the most part, it's like, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of bulk grading before I feel like I can talk. But from my understanding, it's like, if you go through, I would say like being able to consistently pull out MS66 coins, it's like that's a pretty good skill, being able to like get up to the point where you're able to identify confidently an MS67 coin. I feel like that's where it just starts to be able to kind of break even getting stuff graded. And then when you're able to like find MS68 coins, that's really when your eye is well trained and you're gonna have a chance to make some money at things. But I feel like there's a lot of videos on the internet, there's a lot of stuff that it's like, you need to find this coin, it's worth a ton of money. But they don't explain that you can't just have that date or grade, or even if you find that error, some of them, they're so rare that, yeah, you find that error and they're worth a ton of money. But I feel like every time I come onto YouTube, it's like 10 coins that will make you $1 million. And they don't say that there's only like 2 of them known in existence, and another one hasn't been found since the first one was discovered 2 decades ago. And it's like, yes, we'd all like to have people pull out coins, and we all want to be the person that finds that needle in the haystack. But then it's like, on top of the coin being really rare, it takes a lot of time and effort. Like, you don't just, it could, that's the fun thing, is you could just look through your pocket change and find something awesome. But the people that do pull out the really high grade coins, it's like, I feel like they have kind of like a business plan. They know what places, I don't know, they basically find out what places, they find a place that's like kind of like outputting really good quality coins, and they find, just a nice spot, they find a sweet spot where I don't know. But they look through lots and lots of coins, they get like boxes and boxes, or bags and bags, or like they order a whole truckload, and then they go through them, and they spend days and days and days pulling out the best of the best of the best. Sounds pretty fun. By the time, I don't know, if I look underneath the loop here for more than about 2 hours, I just start to see double, like all of a sudden every coin looks like a double die to me. And that's when I know I need to take a break. And so we've got a couple more here. It's almost 11 o'clock here. I've been up since like 5 in the morning. So I am, and I hate to say it, I am going to save the Denvers for Saturday. But when we look through the Denvers, we'll also pull out another roll to look at. I hope that doesn't upset anybody too much. I just, there looks like there is almost a full roll of Denvers. and I'll be up past midnight. But I do enjoy this, and I hope you guys have had fun, because I've had fun. And it was nice to meet some of you guys. It's 1 a.m. there. Yeah, that's the thing I forget, like, the East Coast woke me up this morning, or no, I'm sorry, I already got woken up 2-3 times this morning, but then like right when I was like, oh, okay, I can go to sleep now, all of a sudden the phone starts ringing, and I forgot I had left it on because the post office was going to call me back, because apparently a bunch of stuff didn't get scanned as delivered even though they delivered it. And so I had to open up a carrier claim on eBay. But I was so glad I did leave it on, because otherwise I would have missed that call and I wouldn't have been able to deal with that for a while. Yay, we get some nice little fun. I like being out. Yeah, let's check these ones out before I zoom. There's some more little. I like going through the bright toned colors here. I always think the toning looks really neat up close. So little do we know, we're going through somebody, the master double die finder, and they've gotten everything out of here. The Liberty looked kind of interesting over there. It'd be really fun to pull something cool out of here. I think that this is the last Philadelphia. Just want to look at this again. I think it's just a scratch on the R, and that's not really a split serif or anything. Last Lake's Coins, hello. I'm doing very well. Just logging off for the night here in just a minute. But I got 38 rolls of mint cellos, so we're going to be doing a bunch more mint cellos here. How are things on the other side of the ocean over there? Good to see you. What day is it? Are you off to work this morning? I know it's almost midnight, and it's 1 a.m., 11 to 1 a.m. for most of us here. But if you are, I wish you a beautiful day at work. Hope things are going well there. I hope there is work for you to go to. Are you guys under complete lockdown over there? Let's zoom back out. I feel like we didn't get to see one cool notch the entire night. One of these days I need to do, maybe for April Fool's Day, I will take all my favorite RPMs and double dies that I found, and I'll just put them all in one bag and tell you guys all that we're searching them for the first time. And wow, another one. What a crazy roll here, guys. So here, I'm going to zoom out again here. So I'd say my favorite part of this roll, or the Philadelphia and Denver that we got to go through, was just all of the different the tones on the coins. I mean, I feel like there were some decent ones in decent condition in here. Couldn't even see that color when we were just zoomed in. Off work, full lockdown. No. Yeah, everybody's here now, and I've been up since 5 this morning. Otherwise, I would probably try to go till midnight here. But we got to go through the Philadelphia, and we got to go through the San Francisco. A bunch of ones with kind of, it reminds me of the old school mint cello tone from like the 50s. Like it's kind of like a kind of red around the edges, but kind of like red and purple on a bunch of these coins. Really pretty. I'd say there was 2 fingerprints on the coins we got to look through, and then there was the occasional small spotting, but most of the fields on these looked really, really clear and nice. I feel like this one maybe has a little bit of chatter. So we didn't get to go through the Denvers. There looks like there's a full roll of Denvers. I thought this bag felt heavy, but we do have 37 more mint cellos or rolls. This was like a huge box of 38. So we got to go through some 1973 Philadelphia and San Francisco tonight. And the Denvers here would take us like probably to like 12:30 tonight. So we're going to start those up on Saturday, and then I'll just pull a random roll off the top of this box. And so yeah, I believe there's almost every date from like the 60s to the 90s. And these look really, really, really decent. So I'm hopeful that we're going to find some awesome coins in here. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. So yeah, this Saturday should be the next stream at 9 p.m. Pacific time here. I know I don't post the streams till a few minutes before the stream starts. It's just my camera, YouTube sets me live as soon as I have stuff up streaming. I'll walk away, I'll take a shower, I'll go take a nap, I'll come back and I'm live streaming. And while it's fun for everybody else, I like to know when I'm live, so I don't start the stream until I know that I'll be here. I have not seen a 1984 black penny that is as big of a 5-cent coin. Okay, I'll check out your video. Thanks, Oops Sorry X, and thanks Carlos Tolino for being here tonight. Thanks Les Likes Coins for being here. Thanks Paul Hampton for being here tonight. Sorry to miss you. Thank you DC Piano for being here tonight. Blue Sandy, if you're watching, thanks for being here tonight. And hold on. Oh yeah, thanks Stern for being here tonight, and thank you Coins Ornito for being here tonight. Very nice to meet you. And thank the one and only married aunt for being here tonight. And go Proof Mafia. Let's get that going on. Enough talk about it. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll through everybody who's been here tonight so I can thank you guys. And I believe I got everyone. So thanks everyone for being here tonight. I'll see you guys all on Saturday. And have a great week and see you all in the future. And good night, Blue Sandy. Thanks so much.